Hey, welcome. It's Desiree Stafford. Super excited to have you here. If you want to add 6 figures to your income this year with ease, check me out at DesireeStafford.com. Today, we are talking about how to believe in yourself, okay? I think this is a really big topic, and I decided to do it because I teach people how to sell their services for much higher end fees. I teach them how to attract quality clients. I teach them how to grow their business with ease. And a lot of times, one of the things that holds people back is not believing in themselves. So that's why I wanted to do today's video. I hope you can hear me okay, because I am still recovering from a cold. So I sound kind of like sinusy. I don't even know what the right word is, but in my head, I don't really sound like myself. So I'm going to still do this training because I think it's really important to get this message out. Because you're talking to, or you're hearing from a person who has struggled with not believing in myself for many, many years, even though on the outside, many people thought that I had my shit together and I was super confident. That was what I was projecting, but inside I felt so insecure. I had this really poor self-image. And there were times, don't get me wrong, there were times when I was super confident. Like I had it, locked. But then there were other times when I was scared out of my mind and I didn't know what to do. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I've done to really believe in myself. Because that's where I think everything starts from. When you want to be able to sell consistently, when you want to be able to work with the most amazing clients, when you want to be able to make the kind of money that allows you to live a life as big as your purpose, you have to believe in yourself. You have to have confidence, right? Because if you don't have that, it's going to be difficult for you to convey that kind of confidence and trust to your potential clients. So this is really an important topic. It also impacts you in your life, right? It impacts the type of relationships that you have. It impacts so many areas of your life. So it's really important that you learn how to believe in yourself. And this is not to say that you don't have any confidence at all, because many times we have confidence, but then something will happen that will, shake our belief in ourselves, right? Or maybe you're experiencing things in your business where slowly but surely it can kind of chip away at your sense of confidence. So let's talk about how do you get that back when you feel like you've lost it, or when you feel like, it's gone away for a little bit. How do you bring that back? Because I think it's really important that you find a way to believe in yourself separate from or regardless of the results that you're producing in your life and in your business, okay? You have to be able to do that, because successful people understand that there are always going to be ups and downs, especially as we're growing and we're trying to get to the next level. So there are going to be times when you're not feeling hey, Nikki, how are you? There are going to be times when you're not feeling as confident in yourself, or you're not really feeling the belief that you need to feel, but you've got to always find a way to bring that back, so that you can sustain, so that you can continue to, face whatever challenges may come up and see your way through them, so that you get to the result or the goal that you desire. Okay? So, again, this is coming from someone who used to feel like a fraud. I suffered from imposter syndrome, and I had really poor self-image for most of my life. Not the entire time, but for most of my life, okay? So I really focus on, although I show my clients strategies on how to attract clients and strategies on how to create amazing offers that they can charge great money for, a lot of the work that we do is the internal work. That's where we start, because how you feel about yourself is reflected in everything you do. It's reflected in the way that your message comes across. It's reflected in the way that you deliver your program. It's reflected in the way that you sell your programs, okay? So you've got to be confident in you. So let's talk about some of the inner work that you can do. The first thing that I want to share with you is a practice. Actually, everything everything I'm sharing with you today are practices that I would strongly recommend that you adopt if you're feeling, that your belief in yourself has been wavering, or you're starting to doubt for whatever reason, okay? The first practice is affirmations. Now, you might think to yourself, well, oh yeah, I've heard of affirmations before. But if you're not doing them consistently, or you're not getting results from your affirmations, I want to explain to you why they're so important, so that you can approach them differently and actually get the results that they can bring to you, because they're a huge benefit, okay? I've heard about affirmations forever. Anyone who's been in any personal development or been exposed to personal development world has heard of affirmations. So why are they not working for everyone? Because they should be. You have to really understand what affirmations are, right? part of the reason why we were all born capable of the success that we desire. Whatever that your vision is, you are capable of achieving that, right? Because if you have a desire for something, it means within you, you have the ability to achieve it. However, many of us have been programmed over years, could be 30, could be 40, could be 50 plus years, of negative programming. A lot of that is stuff that we inherited from our families. Sometimes it's stuff, that we've experienced in life, and we misinterpreted the meaning of whatever that experience was. And over time, we, end up programming ourselves with negative self-talk because of the things that we've experienced and the things that we've, started to believe, that keep us playing small, that keep us from achieving whatever it is that we desire to achieve. That's what negative self-talk can do. So if you understand what negative self-talk can do, you will understand how positive affirmations can change things for you. Because if you've been programming yourself with negative self-talk based on experiences that you've had and internalized, and then, every single time you make a mistake or you fail at something, or you don't get things, you don't get what you want, or whatever may occur for you, and you're constantly repeating to yourself, well, I suck, or I'm not good enough, or, this is proof that I can't do it, or things don't work out for me, or whatever it is that you're telling yourself. And this is super important because a lot of times we're having, conversations with ourselves, and we're so used to it that we're not even aware that we're having these conversations, okay? But you're doing this, there's like this tape running in the background over and over and over again. But if you start installing, like if you start replacing that negative self-talk, so every time that self-talk comes up, and I know I've talked about this before, but anytime that negative self-talk comes up, if you stop it dead in its track and you replace it with a positive affirmation, something that you want to believe about yourself, and you do that with passion, and you do it with feeling every single time, guess what starts to happen? You slowly start to reprogram yourself. So instead of continuing that negative train of thought and continuing, to kind of hold yourself where you are with the negative self-talk, if you just start to shift and start speaking positively about yourself, every single time the negative self-talk comes up, then you start to slowly reprogram yourself. And I know I'm saying slowly, but the cumulative effect of this can happen very, very quickly. So what I would recommend is that you set out, I don't know how many affirmations you want, whatever feels like it's in balance for you. So affirmations, for your life, for your business, how much money you want to make, your relationships, whatever they may be for you. If you make a list of those, and anytime you go into doubt, anytime you go into worry, anytime you hear the critical self voice in the back of your head starting to talk shit, you stop it dead in its tracks, right? You don't even try to resist it. You just stop. You just say, I'm done with that. And then you just go into your positive affirmations. But the point is, you have to do this with feeling. You're not going to just read it and say, oh yeah, I feel good. Oh yeah, I'm awesome. Oh yeah, I'm healthy. And oh yeah, I have money in the bank. No, you don't do it that way. You do it with feeling. You do it from a place of, I am fucking awesome. All right. I have so much money in the bank, I've got a steady flow of clients coming to me consistently who are ready, willing, and able to pay me. You've got to come at it from a place of real excitement, energy, passion, so that you start to believe it, because that's the way we change what's going on with us in our subconscious mind, because we have conscious and we have subconscious minds. So in order to get this new belief or these new thoughts to get these thoughts to become beliefs, for them to go into your subconscious mind, you have to say it with feeling. And that's part of the reason why it doesn't work for many people, because they just see it as like this, activity that they should do. They don't understand how it works. And I think understanding how something works is really important, because it helps you continue to do it when you don't see the results at first. But it also helps you implement it the right way. So most people, when they do affirmations, they do them and they get bored and they say, oh, it's not working. And then they just move on to something else. But it does work if you do it with feeling. Another thing that I would recommend is that you change the affirmations. Like if they start to become, hey Trina, how are you? If they start to feel boring to you, if they feel predictable, then just write a new set of affirmations. And then again, read them every single time with feeling. What I do is every morning, I have a ritual, an hour ritual, where I do a couple of different things. One of the things I do are affirmations, and I do them with feeling every single morning. If they become boring to me, then I just rewrite them, and I do them again every single morning. And I also do them at different times in the day if I need to. Like if I notice myself going negative, if I notice like something happens and I start going on this negative path, I immediately go, like it's practice now, so I immediately go into my affirmations and I start reminding myself of what it is that I believe, what it is that I am going to create, what it is that I am manifesting, what it is that I believe is true for me, not the, the cumulative effect of years of programming that I took on from other people. Right? I love my family to death, but they're not the most positive people. Most of the people in your environment are not going to be the most positive people. The news is not positive. There's so much shit on your Facebook news feed that is not positive, right? So it's very easy for you to kind of, slip into that. And so you've got to do your work to make sure that you are staying positive, because that is the way that you create. There's so many people who are telling us about action, 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 action. And trust me, I'm a former hustler. So I always thought that everything was about action, but it's not. It really is about who you're being. Okay. That includes what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're believing, right? Because that's the place that you create from. Okay. That's how you're able to, experience more money coming in, experience clients coming in, and all those kind of things coming in with ease, and you're able to maintain them. Okay. So this is why I think affirmations are really important for you, because they keep you on the positive path. And if you've noticed, if things are going well for you, they seem to continue to go well for you. If things are going bad for you, they seem to continue to go bad for you, right? You've noticed that in your experience of life. That's just how it is. So your objective here is, whenever you notice a negative thought come up, instead of allowing that negative thought to take you down and, allow it to attract you more negative thoughts, I want you in that moment to stop that negative train of thought. Don't judge it or anything. Just stop it. Just say, listen, I'm done with that bullshit. And then you start your positive affirmations. And again, do them with feeling every single time. It will change your world. I swear to you, you give this about 30 days of doing it consistently. That means every single day, you carve out a couple minutes a day to do it, and then throughout the day as you need to, it will change your whole attitude, okay? And that is what is going to allow for you to have a lot more success in your business with a lot more ease, okay? This is something that I did not know for years, and I'm telling you, it's changed my life. So that's number one, the positive affirmations. The second thing when it comes to, believing in yourself is looking for evidence that you are already being supported, okay? So this is more, of realizing, trusting, believing that the universe has your back, that, you're not in the world alone. You don't have to carry the burden by yourself. You're gonna take actions. You're gonna do things, but you're also going to be supported. Now, this is one of the biggest areas that I've seen where people struggle. I struggled here as well, where I literally did not feel supported for a very long time, which was actually kind of ridiculous, right? But because I was programmed with all these negative thoughts and I had all this negative self-talk, I kept looking for evidence that I wasn't supported. And what happens when you look for evidence of something? You fucking find it, right? So what I'm telling you to do now is look for evidence of how you've been supported. Trust and believe you have always been supported in your life, even if you are producing results in your life right now that you do not like, okay? Thanks for the love, by the way. And hey, Leslie, thanks for joining. So even if you are producing results right now that you don't like, you are being supported, because what it's telling you is that you are thinking thoughts, you are believing things that are causing you to experience what you're experiencing right now, whether you like it or not. Okay? So this is one of the reasons why the affirmations that I just shared with you are so powerful and so important for changing the direction of the way things are going for you. The second thing is look for evidence of you being supported. So maybe you sit down and you journal. And you think, okay, well, how many times did things go the way that I did want them to go, right? And I want you to really think about this. Take this seriously. When you look at the way, like when I looked at my life and I looked at so many amazing, I can't even begin to share with you how many amazing experiences and opportunities I've had. And the majority of those opportunities, I kid you not, literally fell into my lap. They did not come as a result of hard work. And I'm not telling you not to work. Okay? I'm not telling you that. What I'm saying is all of this hustle stuff that people are telling you to do, could it work? Sure. Can you get results that way? Sure. Are you going to be happy? That's for you to decide. I can tell you, when I was busting my ass and not getting the results that I wanted, I was not happy. I was not happy at all. Okay? So you have to decide whether you want to hustle or not. It's just, that word is like not even in my dictionary anymore. Because I've learned when I started to like look back on my life and look at the opportunities that I've had, and I realized, listen, I didn't work that hard. I worked because I felt excited, because I was passionate about it, right? I wasn't killing myself out of a sense of fear or out of a sense of I'm not good enough. And that's really the difference. Some people like to quote unquote hustle because they love it. Like it's a passion for them. That's different than if you're hustling because you feel like you have to, right? There's a difference between doing something because you love it and you get to do it versus because you feel like you have to do it. It's the only way, right? Because you have to understand that difference, because that impacts the energy that you're bringing into the experience anyway. And that's going to determine what you attract versus what you don't attract, right? So look for evidence of being supported. When you really want to start believing in yourself again, look for evidence that you've been supported. When I looked at my life, when I was at my lowest low, or even when I just had dips, and I looked at, I've been a partner in a 7-figure real estate company. I didn't work hard to get that. I worked, but I didn't work hard to get that. That opportunity came to me. I've been on the radio in the number 5 market in the country with 0 radio experience, and that opportunity came to me. It's not that I didn't take any action, I did, but I took so little action to make it happen. I set the intention, I said this is what I wanted, and I took steps to get it, but it wasn't hard. It wasn't like I had to force it. It wasn't like I had to push it. It came from a place of passion. It came from a place of desire. And I've noticed that when I really pay attention to my life and I break things down, when I do things that I am excited about, when I do things because I'm feeling passionate about them, that is when I get the results that I desire. When I'm doing things from a place of fear, that's not what I don't get what I want, right? I get the opposite of what I want, and then I have to work even harder to try to, create what I do desire. So when I think about how those things happened, it was because I was supported, right? I didn't go and say, to knock on my partner's door, my former business partner's door, and say, hey, make me a partner in this company. I didn't go to the radio station and said, hey, I'm awesome, you need to sign me up. Like, it wasn't even that way. It was like the opportunities came to me. So I have to look at the fact that I was being supported in that process. There have been times I've been laid off, more times than I can count, okay? So there have been times when I've been laid off, and then another job would show up for me before I became a business owner. That was because I was being supported. There are unseen ways that we are being supported all of the time. You have to look for that evidence, okay? That is going to allow you to stop feeling so tight, stop feeling so stressed, stop feeling so tensed, stop feeling so all alone and like a victim, and realize that you are being supported, okay? You are being supported. So look for that evidence. Journal it if you have to. Do it every day if you have to, because you need to change your perception of what you're experiencing, okay? Because that will help you to believe in yourself and what's possible for you. Another ritual that I would recommend that you adopt, I'm going to say gratitude, but you've heard gratitude before. So I would lump the gratitude into looking for evidence that you feel supported, because I think gratitude's really powerful. Just lump it in with looking for evidence that you've been supported and feel gratitude and appreciation for that. The third ritual is to visualize yourself experiencing whatever it is that you want to be, do, or have. Visualize yourself doing that. Okay, you've heard of visualizing before. The reason why it's so powerful, though, is because when we can start to see ourselves in the picture, right? So you have a dream of moving to another country. If you can visualize yourself doing that, you have a dream of starting a thriving business or taking your business from struggling to thriving. Visualize what you will be doing every day when you're at that place. When you do that, what you're doing is you're changing your internal picture of what's possible for you, right? Because we all know, again, I mentioned this earlier about our subconscious and our conscious minds. So you may have an idea in your conscious mind, but in your subconscious mind, if it's not in alignment, you're not going to end up getting the result. However, your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So if you can imagine yourself, if you can visualize yourself experiencing, being, doing, or having whatever it is that you desire, then your subconscious mind will get on board and allow for you to experience those things, okay? And the more you do that, the more you believe that it is real for you. And so you'll naturally start taking actions that are going to guide you in that direction, okay? So those are some of the ways that you can believe in yourself. If you've lost faith for some reason, if you've experienced some ups and downs in life like we all have, these are some of the things that I would recommend that you do to up your belief in yourself. All right. Does anyone have any questions? My low battery indicator just came on, so I'm going to have to end soon. But does anyone have any questions about what I've shared so far? Come on, guys. You have my attention. Okay. So if there are no questions, here's what I would recommend that you do. Take one or all three of what I shared with you today, and start implementing these things. Start making them a ritual in your life, because it will dramatically impact the way you feel about yourself, how you see yourself, whether or not you believe in yourself or not. Because again, that's important if you want to be able to sell consistently, you want to be able to attract clients consistently, whatever it is that you desire to do. Let me read your question, Leslie. How do you end the expectation of disappointment? That's a great question, by the way. I would say, to be honest with you, it starts with the affirmations. It's everything that I shared with you today will change that for you, because I used to be that way too. Like, I would expect that things didn't go right for me, but that was only because I was focused on the times that things didn't go right. I was focused on the disappointments instead of the times when I actually got what I desired. So that's what I would recommend that you do. So remember when I talked about, the inner work, and one of the things I said was look for support. You could change that, or look for evidence that you've been supported. You can change that to looking for evidence of the times where you were winning, or where you felt like you were winning, or where you felt like you got what you wanted. Look for that. It's a matter of focus. That's what this all boils down to. It's a matter of your focus. And so what I'm sharing with you today, and the reason why I said to make these things a ritual, is because it will change your focus, okay? I'm a person who used to look at the negative. I'm a person who used to look at the problems instead of looking at the solutions, okay? And when I did the things that I shared with you today, I changed. So automatically now, I don't even have to it's still scheduled on my calendar, but I don't have to look at my calendar to know that I've got to spend 5 minutes visualizing every morning. I've got to, read 10 pages of a personal development book every day. I've got to say my affirmations. I don't have to do that. I don't have to tell myself or remind myself to go into 20 minutes of gratitude every day. I do that now. It literally sets me up for the most amazing day. I had a great experience yesterday. I mean, I got out of the car, I'm grinning from ear to ear because I was doing, my gratitude in my head. And I got out of the car and this guy pulled over and he's like, I wish I was that happy. You know what I mean? But it's automatic for me now, and the same thing will happen for you. But you have to just retrain yourself, because if you're someone who's prone to looking for disappointment, you're someone who's prone to looking at negativity, you will continue to attract that. And the way that you change it is by shifting your focus. So that's why I would recommend making these things a ritual, okay? Yes, change your focus. All right, so if no one has any other questions, I'm going to end today's live stream. But before I do that, I want to give you some opportunity for resources. Number one, if you want some support with attracting a steady flow of coaching clients, sign up for my free masterclass. Go to DesireeStafford.com/masterclass, and I will spend 60 minutes sharing with you how you can attract amazing clients without working yourself to death. And if you already know that you want to connect with me, you want some support creating your offers, finding the right clients for you, and adding 6 figures to your business with ease, then go to DesireeStafford.com/session and sign up for a free breakthrough session. Until we speak again, I hope you're up to big, bold things in your life and in your business. Take care.